Let's do it.
Woo! Ooh, that was a different one, Aaron. I like that
Ooh,
one. That
a
was
little
good thinking me on my
Wookie.
toes. Dude,
Yeah.
what is up? Welcome to another episode of Partially Biased, the show with biased takes from biased fans, partially. So, dude, so I think we'll just get right into it. Episode one of preseason was AFC predictions. Last week was NFC. Had a lot of
Yo,
hot takes. Holden has Commanders going all the way. Who figured? Who could have seen that coming?
dude.
Um, I got
He's
some
hopeful.
outrageous ones of two teams going uh, winless, and
Yeah.
then you have what is it, Chicago winning the NFC North.
Dude, got a bad dime this year, dude. They got a
Hi,
better team. I just, I'll keep it to the message boards and the comments on the IG post, but I think
for
the
sure.
Bears are a better team than we give them credit for. So,
Hey, we'll have to wait and see. It's as we've been saying, it is a new era in the NFC North without Aaron Rodgers.
dude,
Dang. No more discount double checks.
well,
You
I
think about
mean,
that?
he's got to
I
come
mean, he
up with
still
something for the
can.
Jets.
Nah, he's just gonna recycle the old thing. He's just old. He just wants to win, I guess. So we'll
I
see.
don't know, dude. I didn't really like his preseason, what's it called, debut. Like he
Mm-hmm.
was throwing wounded ducks and like straight up balls into the ground, and I know you loved watching
Yes.
that, but it's all
Yes.
going according
It's,
to
the
plan.
New York media will tear him to shreds. They'll run him out of town, and he'll do it on his private yacht, like which they gave
Jeez.
him. Oh,
Uh,
dude, that's sick. But anyway, this is the episode where this was Aaron's brilliant idea. Before we get into week one of the NFL, uh, it's just we're gonna go through position like predictions for position awards and just end of year awards because we did that last year. I believe it was like either during the playoffs or after the Super Bowl, just for some good content. And yeah, so we're gonna get into that. And then just real quick, don't want to tease myself too much here, but yeah, next week we'll have best bets for season wins, right?
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah,
I just want to make sure. Sweet. So a
yeah,
lot of preface here. Aaron, so well, I guess we'll just list off the categories here if that's
yeah.
cool. We got MVP, offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, comeback player of the year, offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, coach of the year, our Super Bowl matchups. Whoa, and our hot take for the 2023 season. And if for those of you who are at home who are watching on the YouTube, or if you're just listening this far and you're like, I haven't heard one peep out of Holden yet, Holden can't make it. We can't exactly say what he's doing, but I'm going to tease it a little here. He's got something going on with the organization. He has somehow,
Yeah.
finally, after all these years, wiggled his way into potentially doing some business with the Washington Commanders football team, that organization. We're really excited for him. So definitely cross your fingers. Everything goes well with that. I know it's a huge deal for him, and he's just working hard. I haven't seen him this motivated in a
Yeah.
long time. Probably not since trying to marry Lindsay, his wife. But
Dude,
you know,
he's very dedicated, and like we're happy for him to get this deal done because it's going to be huge for
yeah,
his company and for his career. So
yeah,
you do this, Holden. You get what you need to do.
exactly,
And
exactly. Get that working. So we're gonna read off his picks for him. He was nice enough to take some time to send us his picks, so you can get those.
yes,
Just friendly reminder for all our gamblers at home: these are bettable, I believe, at some point or time.
yeah,
A lot of them, these do have odds, more or less. So don't be afraid to sprinkle a little something on these. Get $1 turned to 100. Who knows? Nobody
you
knows.
never know.
Starting us off, Aaron, MVP. You're not even. There's no way you're gonna guess who I picked, dude. There's no way.
His name probably rhymes with Mosh Malin.
Yeah, dude. No,
Uh,
Josh Allen.
oh, dude, I guess I was close, dude.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. I got Josh Allen. I got a lot of biased picks. I'm gonna preface that, but this is partially biased, so I could do that. I believe in my guy. I think when the competition is really on, where he's going to light it up. I think Dalton is a huge addition. Year two under the OC, under Ken Dorsey. Hopefully that gets
Yeah,
some things going. And I know Lamar coming back healthy is a big deal, big competition for him for that. Always competition with Pat Mahomes for Offensive Player of the Year. But I think just the fact when you factor in how tough our division is, especially with Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers coming in, if we have a great year, like I'm hoping, I think it's going to be a good argument for him end of the day.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys beefed up your O line in the draft and in the free agency, so I think you guys are going to have a run game to take some pressure off of Allen, so he can, at least get Gabe Davis in the the role that he's supposed to be,
Yeah,
So like once Gabe Davis is as effective as he was projected to be, and he still works well with Diggs, and I don't think there's
yeah,
any like tarnish with their relationship after last season. I think that's media
nah.
chatter.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think Ken Dorsey and that offense can get things rolling. Like
I'm
honestly,
hoping so.
I don't think that's a far off take, dude. Like a Josh Allen and the Bills are due, dude.
Dude, it'd be nice. I can't. I probably should have looked up ahead of time, but I can't even remember, or if ever we had an offensive player of the year. Maybe Jim Kelly or Thurman Thomas or something like that. But obviously, a long time ago. Just one last point to that. I also think the addition of not the addition, but just like the greater role for James
Hmm.
Cook, our running back, especially what he could do in the passing game. He's a dynamic receiver. Josh has been needing that safety valve at times. I think that's
Hmm.
going to be huge too, just for a numbers standpoint, and just hopefully less hits on Josh. But who you got for MVP?
Oh man. So I don't think the NFL has had a defensive MVP in a long time,
If
but
ever.
I think this player that I'm thinking of, which I know you know who I'm thinking of, has
Stop,
elevated. He's elevated his game, dude. He
Aaron.
deserves the recognition of being a game wrecker. And I know Aaron
Aaron.
Donald got close. Aaron Donald got close. This man's gonna break the sack record this season. He's
Yeah,
got a great defense. He's
yeah.
he's gonna he's gonna play his absolute heart out. And I know that this year is the team to do it. Give me TJ Watt for the first defensive MVP in like ever.
I knew
Ever.
that's what you're going with, but just the fact, just to hear you say it out loud, I can't believe it. I was like, nope, he's gonna pull the rug out. Nope, dude,
I should have done that for my hot take, but I have a bigger hot take for that later. So
dude,
yeah, defensive
that's
MVP.
wild. Not MVP, but
Or well, like not defensive player of the year, like the
Oh
first
yeah.
defensive MVP in God knows how long. Like let me
Are they
see.
gonna are they gonna put him? Are they gonna like run some packages like they did with his brother at tight end? You know, and start some totters too.
Dude, I mean they were starting like a third string lineman and at fullback. Like if he's healthy enough, dude, why not? He's an athlete, dude.
He is
I,
an athlete, but just that's gonna be the biggest Yinzer pick I've ever heard. Like you gotta call in on a local radio show or something. Be like, let me tell you, this is the year that DJ gets it done. Like, it'd be
I mean,
wild.
look, it's far fetched, but like I think he can wreck
Dude,
the
why not?
league. It's
Why
an we
not?
have. I know the NFL. There's no easy games. There's no gimme
Hmm.
games. But if you're looking at all the teams we play on paper,
Hmm.
that's a feast. That's
That
a
is a feast.
feast, dog. So I'm just I'm hopeful, and even
Yeah.
if he doesn't get the MVP, he's gonna end up amongst the stars as a defensive player. But I have a different player in mind for that. So
Wow. Hopefully another Steeler. I hope.
well, maybe who knows? Who knows?
Anything's
This is
possible.
partially biased. Anything's
I
possible.
guess, dude. That's so wild. I love it. I'm with you. I'm big on TJ Watt. I've been a big TJ Watt guy for a while.
Hmm.
So I'm definitely with you. But that's wild. I
I'm
love
waiting for
it.
you to say psych right now. Like.
I mean, I'm kind of on something similar, but for sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but for Holden's pick, he has Lamar Jackson.
Let me see.
I'm almost positive that's what he has. I know he has a little bet
Yep.
associated with it, just to
Hmm.
preface that kind of. I know he has a
And
tough time
I
not picking
mean,
someone who's a commander.
Lamar Jackson does have the, on paper offense to do it. If Dobbins stays healthy, if Odell stays healthy, and,
Yeah, that
Mark,
Flowers kid, that's
yeah,
supposed to be a big deal for them.
he did score a touchdown against the Commanders. He had
Hmm.
a little juke move. So,
It's his team. It's his team, and like it is resting squarely on his shoulders. And it's
yep.
almost like I feel like John definitely has his career attached to him.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know it's like Ravens, good head coach, had some winning records, makes the playoffs consistently,
Yeah.
but it's got to give eventually. I don't know.
I mean, the thing is like, again, if he gets hurt this season,
Hmm.
that has to be like 4 or 5 seasons where he hasn't made it out of the season fully healthy.
Yeah.
And like, sure, you can come back for playoff games, and I understand that. But like, if we're talking about regular season MVP, he's got to be better than Mahomes. He's got to be better than Aaron Rodgers. And I know, it's kind of like a popularity contest almost. But if you put the stats on the stat board, people can't ignore you. So
I agree.
More power to him.
I guess so. That's wild.
But he's running from TJ Watt, so who knows?
I mean, but if he does get injured, I think it's overset.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm sure Baltimore will still win some games. I mean, this is an organization. I think they have that. They have a good guy who has a similar skill set, to Lamar. But it's just it would be really disappointing, I think, for a lot of people. Aaron, who you got for Offensive Player of the Year?
So, Offensive Player of the Year, I have Ja'Marr Chase. It's kind of an easy pick, but with how well he's played with Joe Burrow and that offense, I don't see a way that he's not going to beat out players like Justin Jefferson or Cooper Kupp or anything like that. Well, like I don't trust Stafford to make Cooper Kupp an Offensive Player of the Year candidate again. I mean, they had one really good season, got the Triple Crown. Congratulations. And I think Jetta's getting the pressure taken off of him with Jordan Addison on the other side. That might help him, but it also might take away, And like I get T. Higgins is on Cincinnati as well, and Boyd is on Cincinnati as well. But I think that offense strictly runs through Ja'Marr Chase. So,
I mean, let me just play devil's advocate here. It's just so why not Burrow then? Like, why Chase? If there are so many wide receivers, good wide receivers, to me, T. Higgins, I mean, I think he would start on another team. I think he'd be a wide receiver 1 for the Colts, for example.
Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, that is kind of an added variable. I mean, Joe Burrow will be reaping the rewards from Ja'Marr Chase. Yes. Now, if there's anything that I forget who the head coach is. If there's anything that head coach or the offensive coordinator can allow Chase to do without Joe Burrow, like a sweep or like a planned run or something like that, it might make him a little more versatile. But you do bring up a great point. Is if Ja'Marr Chase is going to be fed like this, the man with the food should get the recognition.
Yeah, I just feel that's typically how that works. You know what I mean? I think it is tough. I feel it almost is. I could be wrong. I got to check. But I feel it is like a quarterback award. And every once in a while, maybe a running back with a crazy season, But I think it's tough for a wide receiver. And though Justin got it last year, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
sure.
Dang, that's wild. Okay. I like that. No, I mean, great wide receiver. Let's go with Holden's pick here. I think it up.
He also went with Ja'Marr Chase as well.
Wow. Bold pick, guys. Wow. We're really gonna do some numbers with that one.
I will say he might have influenced my pick there. I think I was thinking about him this morning, but he really solidified it for me. So not to take it from you, Holden.
But surprised you didn't pick Terry McLaurin, huh?
I mean, the one time Holden's not trying to be biased. I don't know, So I can appreciate his take there, and for what it's worth, again, Ja'Marr Chase, he's such a good wide receiver.
Oh no, he's a beast. He's a stud. He is. Him and Justin Jefferson, both very, very good young wide receivers that hopefully will be around for another 10 years, like a Mike Evans career almost.
Right.
But my pick, bet you won't guess this one.
Do you want me to guess?
No, it's Josh Allen.
No. Has that ever happened?
No.
MVP with oh my god.
Not to my knowledge, but it's going to happen. He is going to get both awards. Not only will he be the best offensive player, so much so he will be the MVP. Just by game-winning drives, fourth quarter comebacks, running the ball, passing the ball. Maybe he'll have some receiving touchdowns again. He can do it all, and that's why he should be Offensive Player of the Year. I honestly think if he just limits, say this out loud, a few of the turnovers, be it fumbles or interceptions,
right,
then it's good. It should just be a clear. It should be a clear victory. It really does result on that, rest on that, or on Ken Dorsey. But yeah, why not, dude? Yeah, Bills all the way. Bills by a billion. It's going to be Josh Allen.
Okay.
This is a different Josh Allen. This is the most focused he's ever been. This is single Josh Allen.
Uh, is he single?
Allegedly. Sort of. Well,
Is
I
he
mean,
dating that actress?
I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. I'm here for the football. So
Ah,
should everyone else. I'm just saying it's a new year where he doesn't have that same girlfriend that he dated in college. Like,
yeah,
maybe
sure.
that's a
Yeah.
difference maker. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that decision, but
It's Haley Steinfeld, isn't it?
sure, that sounds right. Yeah, that's probably it. I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
think
it.
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
I couldn't name
Uh,
what she was in. I remember when there was pictures coming out of them. I was like, I have
oh,
no
dude,
idea who this lady is.
no. But apparently she's an actress for some show. I don't know. I
I
would say, if you're gonna roll with the MVP of Josh Allen, why not give Diggs a shout? You know, offensive player Diggs.
nah.
You don't
I mean, I
think?
love Diggs. No, I do. Well, I mean, I will say that was nice to see in this last preseason game. I mean, he caught both his targets. I mean, Diggs is just a stud. I It's just one of those things. It's an age thing, right?
Hmm.
Like, I mean, still highly effective, top five, top three guy. Even you could argue, I feel, or especially like route running and running the route tree.
Yeah,
But it's just a thing of when does age catch up? And I think that kind of ties into some of the rumors of him being frustrated because I think he knows his own window, and
yeah,
I think he's like, oh, I could be a serviceable guy on another team, but I won't be the guy. And he wants to win while he's the guy right now. So maybe you're right. I mean, maybe Dalton Kincaid taking off some pressure. Hopefully, Gabe Davis staying healthy because I know he got injured like after the first quarter last year, and it kind of wasn't the same dude.
yeah.
Um,
I mean,
I mean, we
that's
got
what I
some
was
other
saying
guys.
earlier. You know, like he's got weapons still. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's got Dawson Knox and Kincaid,
Mm-hmm.
like you're saying. So like he can spread the
Yeah.
ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, Diggs is still such an undeniable threat. Like he's
Yeah.
such a good route runner.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
I think it's just tough. I think it's just like
give him a little
Josh is
nod.
going to win it all. He's going to win both. Why not? He's America's sweetheart. He's great. Yeah, Josh Allen, Madden cover, the whole deal. Why
There's no
not?
curse. It was broken. Sorry,
Don't
knock on
talk
wood.
about that.
Knock on wood.
Talk about that on the show, Eric. We don't.
Just cut it. Just cut it.
Shoot, man. Okay, well, I guess we'll start off with Holden's pick for Defensive Player of the Year. Finally, he picks a Washington player. He's going with Chase Young, the
Whoa.
Predator, off an injury, make or break contract year. I could
I could
see
see
it.
it.
I mean, why not? I mean, I will say something I did look up and finally have some stats to show. I think out of the last 10 years, 8 of the defensive MVPs have been defensive linemen. TJ Watt is technically an asterisk because he's listed as a
The
linebacker,
end. Yeah.
but I think you and I would agree he plays the defensive end position. He is a
Oh
pass
yeah.
rusher. And
He's
so
at
to
the
me, that says
edge.
D line. Like,
Yeah. He's an edge
yeah.
rusher to me. I know like the defense we play categorizes him as an outside linebacker.
Sure.
So like, you know, that always kind of
Mhm.
runs ragged with the what's it called? The Miles Garrett argument. It's like, oh, they're two different positions. It's like, dude, they do the exact same job,
Yep.
except
Chase the
like
quarterback.
what? Yeah, and then Watt
It's
drops
like,
into
was
coverage.
James Harrison a linebacker or a DN? Or like,
Yeah.
it's a tough argument. So I can definitely see that for him. I mean, it is a big year. I mean,
Mhm.
and he's going to need a big year to have any kind of like huge contract extension with Washington. I don't know how that works with the numbers game personally, and maybe since Holden's on the pod, I'm kind of in favor of him leaving.
Well, he was a trade target in the offseason. I know the Ravens and the Steelers were looking at him.
I love the idea of him in that, black and gold, that black and yellow. That sounds pretty tight.
Dude.
Him on one side, TJ on the other. I mean, it'd be pretty tough. It also just seems, I feel like him and Tomlin would get along great. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
we've already seen a few clips where they've interacted.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be kind of beast. Sorry, Holden, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'd love to see him stay in Washington too and be a force, but there was another team.
Oh, someone who needed a defensive lineman or something. I don't know, dude.
I don't
But
know. But yeah, let me tell you who I have for Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron.
who do you have? If you say
I'm
Von
gonna
Miller,
I'm not gonna lie. I thought about it. I thought about him
oh,
for him, and I guess I'll tease it now. I did think about him for comeback player of the year with the ACL
oh
thing,
yeah,
which is the
yeah,
fact that like he in his career hasn't led the league in sacks once. Hasn't had a defensive player of the year, and I just know the role that we have him in. It's like we're gonna let him play as much or as little as he wants, pretty much. If he is
true.
just a third down guy, like just for obvious passing downs, like go hunt the quarterback, that's fine. If he wants to be on first for run defense or whatever, I'm totally cool with that too. But just with this
Mm,
ACL injury, I think it's just we're very much going to be cautious, so I wouldn't bet any money on that. I got a guy you may not have heard of before. All right, and his brother actually played in the league, and his other brother played in the league, and his name is T.J. Watt.
What?
I think he's going to get it again. I think he's going to get it again.
Two-time? I mean, his brother was a two-time.
Actually, I think he was 3.
Yeah.
Him
and multi-time?
Yeah. Why not? Dude. I love the Tomlin D. I love what Pittsburgh's got going on. I think especially this year, like if the offense just take a little pressure off the defense.
That's all they need, dude.
That's all they need. Just an extra second catch their breath, even.
Right.
You know?
Right. If we're efficient on the ground, just to like run some clock down, make the other team take some timeouts and stuff like that. I wholeheartedly believe that this defense can make plays, dude.
Yeah. Mick Fitzpatrick. I mean,
oh yeah.
I don't know. We can go on and on about that, but I love TJ for a bounce back. I think dude's a stud. I mean,
yes.
If you want some more fun, I think there's a huge statistic about the amount of games that they win when he's on the field versus when he's not.
Oh yeah.
And I think that helps the conversation as well. Forced fumbles, tackles for loss, sacks. Dude's a beast. Does it all. Yeah. Bring your lunch pail. Whatever.
He is a wrecking ball, dude.
Fun to watch.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not going to stray too far from your take here, dude. But I think this guy has been kind of an unsung hero of the defense that I'm thinking of. And, he's starting to get, he's like top in his position in one argument, and then there's a lot of people that are like, nah, he's like top 5 maybe. He doesn't like make tackles anymore like that, dude. Minkah Fitzpatrick,
get out of here!
This man,
dude, you are the Yinzer,
the best safety in the league. Let me reiterate that for people who think Derwin James is the best. Minkah Fitzpatrick is the best safety in the league.
He is very, very good.
The best safety.
Won that trade for sure.
Yeah. Oh, dude, for sure. But yeah. I think the way he's gonna get it is he's gonna be a ball hawk. He's gonna look like Troy Polamalu out there. Actually, with his frame, more like an Ed Reed. But this man is gonna be a tackling machine.
Yeah.
He's gonna ball hawk. He's gonna lead the league in pick sixes. I'm gonna throw it out there. Say like 5 or 6. We're going to be a scoring defense.
I mean, that's a tough thing with me, and that's something I like about y'all's defense, and almost how I kind of like a little bit about Washington's and us, or like I think how it's supposed to work, that kind of yin and yang on defense. It's like if your pass rush is doing their job, it's an easy day to be a cornerback, and like you're hoping that a quarterback is making an errant throw, a rush throw, and then your secondary is able to just get a nice pick and take it to the house, and then vice versa. Like cornerbacks doing their job, like receivers locked up, D-line gets more chance to get to the quarterback. So I'm with you on that whole like thought process. I could see it. Minkah's a great guy. Another great guy. Love those guys.
Yeah, serious ball player right there.
I mean, he is. Shoot, so we started with Holden on that one. I think we're back to me. That sounds good. I think we may have. I know me and Holden have the same pick. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But comeback play of the year. I did say I thought I could see it being Vaughn. I'm sure there's maybe like 1 or 2 other ones. Like maybe it's Brock Purdy. Maybe it's I don't know. There's probably some other ones. Trey Lance. I don't know.
I don't know if I would say Brock Purdy is because he played 9 games. Yeah, if you get hurt in the playoffs, I feel like there's not much to come back from.
It's true.
I don't know.
Russell Wilson, terrible year last year.
True.
Been hearing some crazy stuff.
Usually, I feel like comeback players are usually from an injury, not just like a down year, I guess.
I think it is, but also I couldn't tell you who won last year. But I know Geno was in conversations because it's like, wow, like he was just such a dude. Like Geno was just such a guy that you knew of, you heard of, because he'd been in the year for so long. But the fact that he just like
it was Geno actually
a Pro Bowler. Oh yeah, then there you go. Geno. So like I don't think I'm with you. It should 9 times out of 10 is a guy coming off injury. Like I think JJ Watt off of that and everything. But Damar Hamlin, I think it's got to be Damar Hamlin.
I mean,
it is insane that he is playing again. I mean, I've seen him with the extra chest padding.
Yeah.
I'm like, part of me is like, damn, dude, like this is the whole rest of your life. At the same time, if you're living your dream, if you're doing what you love,
And it's a miracle
Almost.
too. Like his thing was like a 1 in a million chance to happen.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so.
I mean, he obviously had a lot of time to think about it, and I'll say selfishly, I do love him as a player. So it's like if he adds that little extra to our defense, just get Poyer and Hyde, some rest. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
for it, but I think that's what's got to be here.
Okay. Do you want to read Holden's or you want to do mine?
Holden, just 2 years.
Okay. So mine is gonna be a little bit of a weird take. Um, so like we just discussed, is it an off year? Is it an
Yeah,
injury? Could it be both?
could be both.
I say Kyler Murray is the comeback player of the year. And look, I know that we said the Cardinals were gonna suck. I know. I said one
Horrible.
in 1-16. You said 0-17, I think.
I sure did.
And Holden was saying like 3 or 4 games. I say if Kyler comes back and he's
Mhm.
serious and he's playing for his job, not just to be in Arizona, but to maybe be a trade candidate to another team, I think this man's going to play his heart out. And I mean, he's only got, the wide receivers that he's left with. I think it's like Hollywood Brown, Andy Isabella,
Yeah,
and like, um, what was his name? The guy from the Boilermakers. Forget what school it is.
couldn't tell you. That's Indiana. No, that's
No,
Purdue. Purdue. Purdue.
Purdue. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I forget the player's name, but they've got a serviceable wide receiver room. Not quite
Hmm.
sure who the running back is. Hold on, let me look up this. Our lads. But yeah, I think Kyler Murray has a good chance to prove people wrong because there's no expectation. Like just literally, there's
Yeah, but I mean, it's coming off an ACL, right? Kind of end of the
well,
year.
yeah. No, no, it wasn't the end of the year. It was like middle of the year. Because
Yeah, it
like I
takes a
remember
while. It takes a while to come
it
back.
does. Well, so he's gonna miss the first 4 games of this season too, because he's on
I
the
mean,
he's
at
on the
least.
pup list.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think okay. So James Conner's their starting running back. He's serviceable, I guess. That O line's crap. The defense is crap. But if this guy wins like 6 games, 7 games somehow, like by the skin of his teeth and by miracles upon miracles, I think he deserves a nod.
I'm with you. If that does happen, then yeah, I think it's a consideration. But I think like
I mean, Damar
I'll.
Hamlin is like the de facto dude.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like I remember even like the Damar Hamlin narrative was almost getting Sean McDermott more coach of the year considerations just of
Mm,
like handling that, like because that was intense and like I think the way that him, the team, and the organization itself handled it was great.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude. But I don't see that happening with Kyler. I'm sorry, dude. It's just like because if they're tanking, and you got a new coach, and your money's
That's
guaranteed, and you're locked
well.
into a big year,
Apparently, there's no tanking in the NFL, dude. Apparently,
yeah,
all these guys are
sure,
trying to win a game check.
sure. That's how like was it? Hugh Jackson with the Browns went winless 2 years in a row. Like I'm,
Dude.
yeah. Like and they're like, well, we're stacking a lot of picks to get the guy. Like
Hmm. Sounds like a
I'm just
cope.
saying, like, if I'm Kyler, I'm definitely taking my time. If I'm the new coach and like this quote unquote is your franchise, unless you really don't like him and you are trying to trade shop him, be like, look, he's healthy, he can start. But then he's just such an obscure thing of like height and like a big part of Kyler's game is his mobility. And if that injury isn't quite, what it is, he's a little less
Yeah,
mobile, then it becomes hard. It becomes hard to argue for him.
that's true.
But I like that. I like that. That's an original pick, at least.
Yeah.
Got that going for you. Shoot. Okay, so we're at offensive rookie of the year. Maybe we pick up some pace here or whatever.
Yeah. Got a
Yeah.
fantasy draft pretty soon.
Eek, and I got to draft for your
Ah.
brother. I'm drafting all Bills players. You can
Ah,
thank me later.
you heard it here
Let's
first,
see.
Evan.
Yeah, so that's your comeback. I'm gonna go with my offensive rookie of the year. Lo and behold, Aaron, you will not believe this. It's Dalton Kincaid. It's
Oh,
Dalton Kincaid,
oh,
tight end for the Buffalo Bills, out of Utah State, the Utes. Um, Hearing crazy comparisons. I almost don't want to mention them because I don't want to jinx it, but to a lot of future Hall of Famer tight ends. He does so well in the slot. We're gonna have so many different positions for him to be open. I'd knock on wood. I think the ceiling with him and Dalton Knox is going to be Aaron Hernandez, Rob Gronkowski, obviously without the murders. I hope. Um, that would really suck
God.
for all parties involved.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So I think it's gonna be Dalton. I think he's gonna get the ball thrown his way a lot, and he's gonna be kind of that security blanket, especially in the end zone.
Okay. Um, so that is, that's a pretty big homer pick for yourself there, sir.
It is. It really is. Like I know Bijan Robinson is a favorite, but
Hmm.
it's a passing league these days.
So speaking of passing league, I am going to go with Jordan Addison. I think he was really good at USC and Pitt with
Yep.
Kenny Pickett, and I
Yeah.
think Kirk either Kirk's going to step his game up this season and have options to throw to, and really
Mhm.
use his wide receivers and not just lean on the running back that was Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
But now he's Alexander Madison, so he's gonna have to throw a little more to
Mhm.
make that offense more potent. Why
Yeah.
not use your first round pick? You know. So yeah, I say Jordan Addison.
Okay. No, I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, wide receiver, the other offensive position, I really like that. Here we go. Let's read off Holden's here. Like I said, he has Bijan Robinson,
Hmm.
Atlanta, former Texas linebacker, horns down. Not a surprise there. He's gonna get touches.
Oh
And I
yeah.
think in
Oh yeah.
preseason he's looked good.
Hmm.
It seems like a weird cycle with Atlanta. It's like they've got to be one of those teams, at least the last 10 years. I know that was with Matty Ice and everything and Julio, of
Yeah.
like either really good or just like really bottom of the barrel. And like it really just really flip flops, like no consistency. So maybe this is one of those years where they take a step forward. But yeah, he's going to get touches. Um,
Yeah.
okay, moving on. Defensive rookie of the year. Aaron, if you want to take it away on this one.
So you're never gonna guess who the Steelers took in the second round, first pick. It's Jay Peasy Porter, baby. Look, I think he's gonna be a little rough around the edges in the first couple
The
games. I
ultimate
think
Yinzer.
Dude, I mean, he was very good at Penn State. Didn't let
Yeah, he
up a
was.
touchdown.
Yeah,
His like a
it
single
was a great
one
pick.
during his senior season. And so I think when he's learning from the greats like Patrick Peterson and Minka Fitzpatrick, you
Yeah,
have to believe that there's some transferable skills there. And I think,
yeah.
if he's not Sauce Gardner-esque, he'll just be, as good as we need him to be, throughout the season. So I mean, maybe lead all rookies in picks, maybe, passes batted. I don't
I
know.
think he's very much set up for success. I mean, obviously, Steelers organization. I mean, like you said, veterans to learn behind. Like, and he's not the only star player on that defense. So it's
No.
like I don't want to say it's kind of like low expectations, and that'll maybe hopefully lead to like a higher ceiling. Like,
I mean,
so I love that pick. That's a great pick.
yeah, thank you.
All right, I'm gonna go with mine. We're just gonna keep doing Holden's last at this point. Holden's gonna love this pick. I don't know about his pick. I got Emmanuel Forbes,
Ooh.
the cornerback.
Okay,
Like
okay.
for I know like the lead favorite is what the defensive end linebacker from Bama who went to Houston after Bryce
Oh,
Young.
uh, dude, I said his name
Doesn't
last
matter his
time.
name. Doesn't matter his name. But like I know he's the crowd favorite, and like I get that. But like I think there should be something about team record. And if you're on like a decentish team, I think that really does put more eyes on you.
Hmm.
And especially with Emmanuel Ford's just ability to take the ball to the house. And
Well,
like I mentioned
yeah,
earlier,
he led
like if your
college
pass
football
rush
with
is
pick
on
sixes,
point,
right?
yeah, let all
Yeah.
like I think he was like 14 in his career or something crazy like that. He had six alone last season. It was something
God.
insane, absolutely filthy. So dude has a nose for the ball. If Chase Young, what is it, Payne and Allen are doing their job on the
Hmm.
front seven, it's going to hopefully put him in this position. We know Dak likes to throw picks. Hurts is not shy from throwing picks. Danny Dimes likes throwing picks. So I think
Oh,
if he's that dude who takes to the house or has a ton of picks,
I
I think
mean,
that's big.
yeah,
He
that's
may not be
huge.
locked down like Sauce, but when you have that return ability, I think that's a big time.
He was playing Odell really well during that preseason game. I think he just
Mm-hmm.
had a little bit of a miscue against Flowers because Flowers is just shifty as hell.
Yeah.
So, but I think he's gonna grow into a really good defensive weapon for them. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of the devil, I actually didn't look this far at Holden's picks. He has the same one. He has Emmanuel Forbes as well. So
Ah!
both big on him. I love that.
The
I just want that
Texans player
Pats.
you were talking about is Will Anderson Jr.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
Willie and June. Oh,
Let's not
so
forget his
good.
name, dude. He might be really good. Who knows?
Man, maybe we'll get him on the pod sometime.
Nah, dude. Only former
It's
players. Only
going to
former players.
happen. Yeah, only former. I don't want to go through that whole PR nightmare of going through teams.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Uh,
So moving on here, three more things. Coach of the year.
Hmm. So I say he was due last year, but I think Dable did pretty well with the team he was given. Give me Doug Peterson.
Dude,
The division is
honestly,
so easy. They have a great roster. There's no way this man can't walk away with this piece of metal.
but is that coach of the year material?
Well, I mean,
I felt last year it was like after the dumpster fire that Urban left. You
true.
got T Law down there, and it was like, dang, is he a bust? Did they reach? Were they all wrong? And
Well,
same thing with getting ETN and then overpaying for what's his face from Arizona, Kirk,
oh yeah,
and
Christian
then
Kirk.
yeah, same thing with the tight end from Giants. Wow, I suck at names today.
Evan Ingram.
Yeah, Evan Ingram. It's just like wow, and then like winning like what was it, 9 games in a row to make the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, and like
I think it
I
should have been
put
last year. Dable, I think it's just because he's
he
New
sniped it.
York media bias. New York
Sniped
media
it, dude.
bias. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
I mean, I just think
So I like it, but
with the team he has, like if he gets further in the playoffs, which I really hope he doesn't, but for our sake, but if he gets farther in the playoffs, like even if we're talking like AFC Championship game, are we like is he not still in the conversation? I guess it would really
yeah, he
depend
would
who
be.
emerges,
Yeah, it
but
depends on other narratives. Like I would almost say if Dan Campbell finds a way to win the
oh
NFC North,
yeah,
then like that's a great narrative because like, when's the
that's
last
a
time the Lions did
huge
that?
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's a big one. I can't. Sean Payton, I think, is a big one floating around of like turning around the ship in Denver. Like that's a big motivator. Um,
I don't think he will
but
though.
I don't want to buy into it. Russ burned me so bad last year.
He did.
He's he's on my shit list. Pete Carroll was for the last like 3-4 years, and I feel bad. I feel like I want to say hurt an old man, but almost, and just
Nah.
so.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I like it. We love Dougie P, big visor guy. Got to incorporate some of those in my wardrobe. Fits in with Florida so well.
Dude, gotta, dude,
I
gotta.
love it. The Doug Peterson Florida man jersey. Um, this may be a huge shock to you and to the rest of all of our loyal fans. Going with Sean McDermott.
Dude, he's
I
been
could
pretty good recently.
I could say he's due. Also, like, just so I'm not totally biased, okay? We have no defensive coordinator this year. Leslie Frazier, quote unquote, retired. So now it's just totally him calling plays on the defensive side of the ball. If the defense is good, especially with losing Tremaine Edmonds in the middle, and we have this huge hole at the middle linebacker now. But if you're somehow make it work, limit the likes of Aaron Rodgers, Tyreek Hill. I'm not even going to mention the Pats because their offense is just like dog water.
No.
Yeah, if you can limit those and like what we play Pats, we play a lot of good offensive teams. If you find a way to win games like that, I think Coach of the Year is a good possibility.
Yeah, I did see that your schedule is very, very difficult. So I
Yeah,
think if you guys can win those like very difficult games, like especially the Eagles, Chiefs, Bengals,
yeah,
like those three, or all the division games, like you were saying, like even the Jets, dude, the Jets have a lot of expectations on them, uh,
dude.
especially
Mm.
Miami too. So
I It's a slight tangent here. I still think I don't know. Everything I think just rides on Tua. Like
yeah.
Hill's good. I think he'll win games. I think everything they're gearing up for.
Hmm.
I don't want to say it's quite Super Bowl or bust, but it's like especially with Tua on that rookie deal. Because it's like, what do you do after this year if he is good again? Because I think in the back of your mind, it's always like, is he one concussion away from never playing again? How much money do we put in this pot?
I mean, it really depends how well he plays. Because if he plays as like a serviceable quarterback, kind of like a Dak Prescott, I think you kind of lean that direction. Maybe a little bit more than his contract, but like you're not looking at Tua like he's a $50 million quarterback.
Mm-mm.
I just don't think like even if he's throwing for 5,000 yards and 34 touchdowns, dude.
I
It,
mean, I think it's the market, though. I think it's under the assumption that if we don't pay him this, someone else will. And then if it works out, don't we look dumb, egg on our face?
but no, I think everyone understands, right? Like the dude had
Yeah.
3 concussions last season.
No, in
You're
a
not about
season.
to, yeah, in a season, and you're not about
Yeah.
to sit there and be like, oh, it's just his history. He'll be
And not
fine.
like week one and then like week 13 and then
No,
like, oh, like playoff loss. It was
yeah,
just like a
back to
lot in
back
like,
to back.
yeah, like 2-3 months or like 2 months time.
Yeah,
So, yeah, dude. So,
I think everyone in the
probably
league
I'm
would
talking about that.
understand. Yeah,
Oh, so you did your coach of the year, I did my coach of the year. Yeah. So, Sean
hold
McDermott, So nervous. For Holden's, Ron Rivera. Holden says for the third time.
Look, I
I
like
can see
Riverboat Ron.
it.
I don't know if I can see it, dude, because the fact that he's
A lot
letting
needs to happen.
he's letting other people call the plays. He's really just handling football operations. He's got the defensive coordinator in Jack Del Rio. He's got Eric Bieniemy, which everyone thinks is going to be, a big reason why they're better, which I do believe that too. Well, look, I mean,
I gotta see more. I gotta see more.
for
I gotta
sure,
see it week 1, week 2.
for sure. But I mean, like, I guess if they get to the playoffs and do as well as Holden thinks they're going to do,
I
then
think you got to
yes,
win the division.
yes,
I think
you
Sam Howell
definitely
has
do.
to look like the dude because, like, I know they haven't had the best quarterback luck in Washington. You said that for the last 20 years. But at the end of the day, you got to find to make it work. And if he makes it work with Sam Howell, that's great. If he makes it work with Jake Fromm, who I don't know about you, Aaron, I've been hearing great things about him.
Really?
I saw from one source that allegedly there were talks of naming him the starter week 1.
Really?
I would not be surprised, knock on wood, and this is off of limited information, this is me being partially biased, that if Sam Howell gets injured or maybe even tanks, you got Jake Fromm coming in. I saw Jacoby Brissett live. He looked old and slow.
See,
He has the experience, but
you were saying that, and I mean, like, last season he didn't really show flashes of amazing play. Like he could throw the ball to Amari Cooper on the Browns, and that was his one
underrated wide
trick pony
receiver.
thing.
I honestly forgot about
For
Amari
sure.
for a little bit. I thought he was going where people used to go with the Browns for their careers to die, and that doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
No,
But
he's still
maybe that's New
pretty
England,
good.
and that's cool too.
Yeah, but
So,
yeah, I think there's a chance, but he's got to really show up to have it be a good chance.
oh yeah, I mean, obviously a tough division. So, I mean, if you do win it, then yeah, I'm sure it's in the conversation. And I'm sure Holden. I'm trying to do the argument from his end of being like, okay, like he only started one game last year, and like all this stuff. I'm just like, I feel there's got to be an adversity element,
Oh
or
yeah,
like where it makes it hard.
yeah. I mean, yeah, there's got to be adversity through it all in order to be even
Yeah,
considered for Coach of the Year.
yeah, a little
Because
bit. There's got to be a degree of difficulty, and like you said, if he's not calling plays on either side of the ball, then that makes it tough.
mhm.
So, but I think we're all done with that. There. Let's wrap it up real quick with our Super Bowl predictions. I say this one we go with Holden on this one. He's got
Okay.
Commanders Chiefs. Wow,
Get
what
it,
a
Commander in Chief. Oh,
I didn't even put that together. Go figure.
the NFL script can't write itself, bro.
It can't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, it really can't. Yeah. Who you got?
So I got, man, I really hate to say it, but I think it's gonna be Bills and Philly. I think both teams are primed to be great
Yeah.
offenses and great defenses. I just,
That
I don't
is.
know. I don't know, dude, because those two teams would have
I
a
know.
scoring bonanza. So I don't know, man.
It's tough. It's just tough because I feel like Chiefs. I don't know. I don't say they're almost like the Eli Manning Giants, but when it comes like playoff time, different animal. Like, how do you bet against them? They find a way. Everything goes right, etc. Blah 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 blah. I love that pick. I have the same pick. I got Bills, Eagles as well. I love the Eagles team.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm very into that. Could very much see it happening. If it's the Chiefs, I could see that too. But wrapping up here with our last thing, we'll do for hot take of the season. We'll go back to Holden on this one. Sam Howell is the guy in Washington for the future. That is an incredibly hot take. I gotta wait and see it. I could even see him having a decent year and still, depending where they go in the draft, and like apparently there's like what's supposed to be some good QB talent coming up.
Mhm.
It's possible.
Yeah, I think again, like you said, there needs to be way more film on this guy for us to
Yeah.
really jump on it. But for a hot take, I think it might be more likely than not. I think
Mm-hmm.
Washington's been really trying to find this franchise guy, or at least a guy that can lead the offense. So for the future, 4 or 5 years, sure, why not?
Sure. Especially in a run first offense, I feel like it's just it's a low bar.
Yeah.
So, what do you got for your hot take?
My hot take is that Kenny Pickett and George Pickens are going to help the Steelers have a top 10 offense in the league.
I like that. That's a nice one.
And I think
Very
Kenny Pickett's
nice.
going to make a jump that nobody thought was possible.
Whoa.
And that's
he's
also
looked great
saying,
in preseason. He's looked great.
hey, man, it's
I know it's only
preseason.
preseason, but
I need to see it. I need to see it.
I'm with you. We'll see first 5 weeks if it's there or not. If not, whatever. I'll start off with mine. I think Trey Lance or Sam Darnold will start a game this year. Maybe not that hot because maybe it's injury, but I think for what the boys gave up for Trey, and just I don't say knowing Jerry Jones' persona, win now. Like I think if Trey gives them a better opportunity, or if things just don't go Dak's way, then I think they go to that well. Like I think McCarthy doesn't have a ton attached to Dak. I think Jerry is very adamant that he's not going to pay him unless he absolutely has to. So I think there's a good shot there.
Well, so here's my question. Do you think that one of them supersedes the other for the job? Like, I mean,
I think it's
they
possible.
take over.
I love Brock. Brock played with heart. He just, made the right reads. He looked really good. It was like really a guy who did win a good amount in college, and you kind of were like, wow, did a lot of NFL GMs just, overlook this?
Yeah. And I mean, the same question could be for Sam Darnold, because if Sam Darnold is perfectly fit for that offense, he could be a comeback player of the year because he's serviced his whole career.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I think you shared a source from me about just talking about the wide receivers or lack thereof that he had in his time with the New York Jets. Or let's talk about the dumpster fire during this time with Carolina. It was just, it's like maybe in a system that plays to his strengths, has a strong run game, strong defense, good targets.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? And he's still mobile. He's still a shifty dude. So I think if things don't go well, I think you have a chance there. But that being said, I think just not trusting his injury process, I think there's a real possibility there as well. Because Sanford had horrible luck with injuries last year. I hate to say it. Sorry.
Yeah, they did.
But that's where I'm at. Next week, getting ready for week 1 and some season best bets. I can't believe it's here. It's gonna be a roller coaster. But it'll be a good time. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you win all your bets. We'll catch you next time. And love you guys. Go Bills.
Go Steelers. Let's go, baby.